Welcome back. You're watching the Fox Business Network. A major geopolitical fight now escalating. The Trump administration now moving to expand a push to stop oil and fuel trade between Iran and Venezuela. Now possibly getting ready even more sanctions and more pressure, this time against dozens of companies who own and run those tankers. Let's welcome Republican Mark Green of Homeland Security. Great to have you on again, sir. This is ratcheting up. Your reaction?
Yeah, I think anything we can do to put pressure on the Maduro regime is a good thing for the people of Venezuela. It's the fastest way for them to get to freedom, and that means the relationship with Iran and Venezuela that's now sort of blossomed through the past several months. If we can put pressure on the transfer of oil from Iran to Venezuela, it's a win-win.
So what is the plan, though? What is the Trump administration plan? What is the Republicans' plan? Because 5 Iranian oil tankers arrived in Venezuela last week. Venezuela is facing severe fuel shortages, but they had no signs of any U.S. military interference to stop them. We've had General Jack Keane on saying we should have blockaded Venezuela. There are threats from the U.S. over the shipments, but nothing more than that right now. What's the plan?
Well, it sounds like they're going to put sanctions on those tankers and try to stop from an economic standpoint, at least at this point. We've not been told in Congress that there are plans to use force or to use any kind of a blockade, but certainly we're open if the president comes to us with that proposal.
Why? So should there be a blockade of Venezuela?
Again, I think what we've got to do is put maximum pressure on Venezuela. So everything that we can do to put Maduro in a crisis so that we can get to the freedom, basically freedom for people and get him out of office is a good thing. So, yes.
Okay, so you support that. So, because we know that Washington has warned governments, seaports, and shippers and insurance they could face sanctions. We reported yesterday that Republicans are moving to release the new push for historic sanctions against Iran. What are you hearing about that? We're hearing 140 initiatives, including going after the leaders of Iran and their stakes in things like their automotive empire, petrochemical businesses, and more. What's the plan there?
Sure. The RSC has launched basically a plan that has there are three main pillars. And you're right, there's lots of different things in it, probably as much as 140 plus initiatives. But the three main pieces of it are blocking funds that we currently give to the Lebanese military. There's an argument amongst my colleagues that that money gets to Hezbollah. And then there's basically the waivers that are happening for the sanctions with Iran right now, for example, allowing them to sell power to Iraq. They want to stop that, and it makes sense. I mean, Iran is the #1 sponsor of terrorism in the world. They are also probably the biggest security threat in the Middle East. So we want to deprive them of revenue, and I think that's a good thing. So, and then the third, of course, is authorization of force. They want to basically redo the reauthorizations of force for our military that are stationed in Iraq.
All right, Congressman Green, thank you so much for joining us, sir. Come back soon.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.